What do you do when you've finished your scrapbook layout and you find more pictures? We're going to talk about that today, as well as where you store those pictures when you find them, and some other things about getting organized as we go through our big stash of old pictures. Hi, I'm Beth Saunders, and we're continuing to work on this archive I have of over 16 years of pictures and mementos. Last weekend, I was teaching a class at my church in the large room that they have with a lot of tables. And before anybody arrived, I took my box of pictures and did another power layout session. I was spreading out all those pages that I made, the simple pages from the Global Getaway album kit. I used all of the rest of them up except for the last page, which is kind of by itself, and I don't know what I'm going to put on the last page yet. So it was a great bit of catching up, and I got through the early 1990s, about 1991, and we're going to talk about some of the pages I already did years ago. We'll probably talk about that next week. Now that I'm kind of getting on a roll, getting some pages done, and I'm starting to do some pages out of order, I took them out of this big heavy box, and I'm actually sliding them into the pocket pages in my Global Getaway album kit. So sliding the pages right into these pocket pages is a great place to store them, not just for the ones I finished, but for like this front page. I have some duplicate pictures that I really like, so I might want to use them on my front page, and I'm just sliding them in here as an idea and a place to store them. I'm also jotting a lot of things down on sticky notes, things I want to remember, words I want to use. And here is a perfect example of, I found this great postcard, and pardon me if you hear the cat crying. He's just locked out and he doesn't like that. But I found this perfect postcard. This was this year when I was a summer intern. I sent it to my grandparents. It's got the date on it. It's got a picture of the place I worked. But I already did that summer kind of on this page. So what I'm going to do is get a peekaboo pocket. Now we have different sizes of peekaboo pockets, and the 4x6 is perfect for this old postcard. You have two kinds. You have the kind with the adhesive on the short side that flips this way or that way, and then you have the kind with adhesive on the long side that can flip this way or this way. And you could have turned these up or down too if you have a vertical picture. And I'm going to use the one with the adhesive on the short side. Now I've already got this in a pocket page. If you aren't using pocket pages and you're using the ones with the jeeping here, then you would want to have your page protector on first and then put your peekaboo pocket on. The opening you want to have on the back side. That way your picture is less likely to fall out. So I'm going to go ahead and put my postcard in. And I could do it this way, but then every time I turn the page it would flop open. So I'm going to do it this way, and then maybe put a tab or something so people will know that they can open that. And peel off the backing, and I could put it anywhere, but I'm going to put it right here on the edge, and I don't want to cover up my cute mat there, so maybe just overlap it a little. Right about there. So now, if you get it in the wrong place, just peel it up and move it around. So it's not a big deal. Can't see the edge of my pocket very well, but I can see my paper. So it's going on that. And that's how you add a picture to your finished layout. And we talked about this one before. I found this picture, but since I have a lot of journaling left to do, I don't have my page protector on, so I've just got it with a paper clip here, and I'll adhere it later. And these are the regular pages, and I took one of those simple pages and just adhered it to the back of that. These were Fast to Fab pages, so I just adhered it to the back, and now I'm back to my pocket pages. Now here's where I found several pictures. This was my trip to Washington State, and I thought I just had one picture at the museum. I thought that was pretty strange, but then I found all these others, so I'd like to include them. I mean, I only had that teeny tiny picture of me in here, and so this is a better picture. And there are several ways you could do this. So I could get a peekaboo pocket. I could get multiple peekaboo pockets and put them over that other picture like this. We also have these cascading pocket sleeves now. They come in different sizes, and this is a nice variety pack. You have the 3 horizontals, 4 verticals, and a mix. And if you sort of stack them in order, then they'll layer and be cascading. So I could take this one here, and even though these older pictures are a little smaller than 4x6, I could just adhere them onto a mat, and then this goes right in your album like that. But I'm not going to use these. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use a 6x12 peekaboo pocket and make a half page over my other page. I picked some papers from the Global Getaway collection that will go with my page, and this one matches, but it's not wide enough for my 6x12 peekaboo pocket, and I think this one will work just fine. And then this is the color of that border, but this is the design of that border, and I think I can cut it pretty close to where the design is, so I'm going to use this for a little border on top. Let me pull out the arm, and by the way, our new trimmer goes out to 6 inches, so you don't have to pull out the arm as often. On the 6 here, try to keep it in the camera for you. There. Of course, the back side will have a different design, what's on the back. I could do that if I wanted them to be identical, but I don't think it matters. And then this, I'm going to mark it about here. About on that latitude line, longitude or latitude. Cut right there. And then I'm going to cut that at 1 inch. Put on the 1 inch line there. And I think it moved a little. And I'll just cut that in half, like 6 inches. Okay. I'm going to take this and find my tape runner and put that on the top and the bottom. sure my letters are upright. And thanks to repositionable tape, I took that one picture off of this page, and it doesn't matter because I still need to add a journaling card, and I could cover that up with an embellishment where it left a little mark. So that's one of my pictures, and I'm going to put some on the front and some on the back. Let's see, I don't know how these got so beat up, but they are a little beat up. Let's see, maybe I'll put a little title down here and put these on the back. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work. So I adhered these down, 3 on the back and 2 on the front. And then remember back in the beginning when we made this album kit and all these simple pages, and the kit came with this big pack of embellishments? Well, I went to the pack and I got this to put a little title on. So we'll just do that. I'm gonna get back and find an airplane to add later. And then I even used the guidebook and went and found a couple of embellishments that I liked that went with this page. But this was, you know, numbered for another page, and it doesn't matter, just use it wherever you want to. So now I'm going to get out my peekaboo pocket. And I'm just going to do one today, but if you get the cascading guides, you could actually do several and have them kind of open up across your page. You can do them this way, or you could do them this way. I'm going to do mine up and down and have the opening towards the bottom. So I'm putting the back side where the opening is. There we go. Get my page here. And I haven't put my little embellishment on. It's probably going to go here or something. Maybe over here. I might write some more there. But this is going to go on the inside edge, and it will flop open when I turn the pages, but that's okay because it's kind of like a half page. Take off the adhesive and fold it under, and then I'm just going to kind of line it up at the top and bottom here. And remember, if you don't get it just right, you can just peel it up and put it back because it is on the pocket page, or remember a page protector if you have the regular kind of page with the jeeping on it. This is the pocket page. You put it right on the outside there. So now when I get to that part, I can just go. And now I've added my pictures. So just continuing on, you've seen some of these pages. I've got some scrap paper in here to cover up some faces. Here's another picture I found, and I put a note to myself. When you find something, just tuck it into your pocket page, write a note, and then you can go back to it later. So that's going to be a peekaboo pocket. And then here are some of those simple pages that I just tucked some documents in. So I didn't need any mats. The simple page was my background, and I just threw some things in here that I want to keep. We saw those pages before. And now we're getting to the ones I haven't done yet. Remember, instead of my box, I'm starting to just slide them in here. I've got the background pages already made because they were so easy. And then I'm just sliding my pictures in here. I've got some notes because I have a date for this. I found it with some old calendars that I had. And then some more notes that I want to do is maybe what kind of paper, if I need paper. This one, I want to add some Halloween and Christmas embellishments. So I'm just going to go through some of my old collections and stick those embellishments right in here in the pocket. So now I'm ready because I'm going to a crop this weekend. And instead of taking everything, everything I have, which would be crazy, I just take this book and it's gotten everything I need slid into the pockets, and I can work on those pages this weekend at our crop. It is so fun to get together for a crop, a scrapbooking event. And if you would like to join us sometime, if you're in North Carolina, I do them in person. And if you're not, I do them virtually. Or you could find an advisor close to you through the creativememories.com website. But sign up for my email list if you would like to come to some of these things. You see I have some more background pages, and the pictures are just slid in, ready for me to work on this weekend. So sign up, cmbethsaunders@gmail.com, and then you'll know when my events are. See all the things that the pictures are ready to do. I probably won't keep all these documents. I don't know. I'm a sentimental person, but this is pretty thick, so I'll probably just pull some dates and things, or maybe cut pieces out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to cut some pictures out of this old brochure, and I'll just stick the ones I want to keep into the pocket pages. And here's a note that I want to get that new By the Seashore paper to do this of Baltimore Inner Harbor. So I got to get the paper for that. And I'm going to cut up some brochures and pamphlets here for some things that I want to keep, and then maybe make a collage. Another water or seaside layout. And then these are the backgrounds from the album kit. Some more family visits and air shows. I need to make a note of what collection I want to use for this Key West trip. And another family visit that I have some Washington, D.C. paper, but I'm not sure what to use for our hike out to the Chesapeake Bay. If you have any ideas, I would love for you to comment. I know some of you are like me and you have been in this for a while, and you can just tell me papers and packs and things off the top of your head. Sometimes I can do that, but this was a long walk or hike out to the Chesapeake Bay, Calvert Cliffs Park, and I'm not sure what paper to use for that. And then I'm getting to things that I don't know what to do with yet. I've just stuck some documents and newspaper clippings in these pockets, but this is up through 1992, and then I have some things for the following years still in my box because this is getting pretty thick. I added almost a whole pack of top loading pages to the original top loading pages that were in the album kit, that came with the album kit. And also, by the way, if you mess up or you find a lot of pictures that kind of go in the middle, you can always rearrange these. You can rearrange the pages, or you can take it out of the pocket pages and move it around. It's so easy to make corrections. Now, how thick do you want your album to be? Our guideline in the past, oh, this is getting heavy. Our guideline in the past, you see it's kind of drooping, but it wouldn't do that on the shelf. When we had the jeeped pages or the pocket pages, if it's just kind of normal, then you don't want more than about 3 packs. if they come in 15 or 16 packs, then you're like 45 pages times 2 sides. So, but another guide, and this is getting thick because I have a lot of things in the pockets right now. Sometimes there are several documents, or if you find some postcards, I may add some patches to this. I want to just be able to put everything 2D, two-dimensional from those years in here. As a matter of fact, in my box, I have an award that I just pulled out of the frame because obviously I don't want to put a picture frame in here, but if I can make it two-dimensional, then I can put it in my scrapbook album. Another guide is if you have your multi-purpose tool. I had to dig around for my multi-purpose tool because I was using it to try to pry that frame apart. I use this for so many things. But one thing I've heard, the 3 packs of page rule might not work if you're adding a lot of foam squares or putting things in the pockets. So this little grip here is actually another guide you can use to see if your album is getting too fat. And you see I'm kind of on the edge there, and I definitely need to get another album kit. I hope you'll join me next week as we make some more progress and talk about when I started scrapbooking and maybe how we can implement some of those old techniques into today's album. I'll see you then. Bye.